Hello and welcome to University of York Professors Play the Banner Saga 2. Today we're going to be looking at, obviously, the Banner Saga 2 from a more archaeological perspective. So the Banner Saga 2, for those who are not familiar, is an episodic installment of a multilinear narrative role-playing game which draws its inspiration from Norse mythology. The game is developed by Stoke Studios and is published by Versus Evil. The game has been praised for its authentic feel and for challenging many of our preconceived ideas about the Viking period. We will play a little bit of the game to get a feel for how it works, and I'll demonstrate the narrative and decision-making aspects, quickly taking us through some of the combat, camping, moving, and mapping mechanics, before opening up for a more general discussion of how we can tackle these ideas in an archaeological manner. So some backstory to the game is that the gods of the Norse world are dead, and in their death the sun has stopped rising and setting, casting the land into chaos. Wars have broken out between the Wall, the Horsemen, the Humans, and the Dredge, some of which are characters that we know from real life, and some of them are, more mythological or supernatural in their manner. A world snake has awoken, and it awaits the commands of the dead gods. With no direction, this world snake is now setting out to destroy the world by eating the sun and generally causing a bunch of havoc. There are the Wall, who are a giant race who are created rather than born. There are horsemen, and there are half horse, half man, who ended up killing off all the horses in the rest of the world after a feud with the humans, so they might never ride again. There are, of course, the humans, who are most closely modelled off the Viking and Norse mythologies. We enter into the game as Alette, who is a young girl who is struggling with taking command of a tribe. And without further ado, we will pass over into some more gameplay. If you guys would like to give yourself a quick introduction.
Okay, hello, I'm Julian Richards, Professor of Archaeology at the University of York.
I'm Steve Ashby, I'm a lecturer in Archaeology at the University of York as well, and we're both Vikings people.
Yeah.
Fantastic, right, so we're going to jump straight in and watch the recap for the game. I've actually figured out the sound issue that we're having currently. This should have a voiceover to it, but it doesn't seem to.
So we're starting with the end of the world with Fimbulfin.
Yes. Now we're able to start.
When the sun stopped in the sky, life continued as normal. Then the stone-armored dredge reappeared, ancient foes from the far northern reaches, and the world was thrown into chaos.
It is, it's very like this movie tapestry.
Giant Varl defenders were slaughtered, their strongholds destroyed.
Yeah, that was this illustration of a procession.
Now Hakon is the Varl king and protects who is left of his race. Rook, a humble hunter and father of Alette, found himself leading frightened clansmen towards safety. His caravan crossed paths with Juno and Eyvind, two of the mysterious spellweavers known as Menders, who know something about the massive mountain-breaking serpent on the loose. In Borsgard, a town under the protection of the mercenary leader Bolverk, both Varl and humans stood against a dredge general, the immortal Sunder, known as Bellower. Juno devised a way to stop Bellower, but it cost the life of one held dear.
As ever, so much of these Viking towns placed in some Norwegian landscape.
The saga continues.
Lots of fjords
Yeah.
and mountains. Yeah.
Right, so here we get to pick whether we start the game as Brooke, who is the father of Alette, and had previously been leading the caravan. If we choose Brooke, he starts the story with his daughter who's been killed in battle, and his narrative is very strongly aligned with how you deal with grief in this world. If we choose Alette, she's a younger girl, and her sort of main struggles are dealing with how to take over and lead a caravan as someone who is not immediately respected or understood or considered to be an appropriate leader. So I don't know if you have any preferences for who we choose.
The idea of sort of like leadership sounds very interesting.
Yeah, let's go for
it. Develop band leadership.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Tíminn áfram, eins og straumþung afl sem fleygir. Time continues over us, moment after moment, like waves on a coast. Some more fierce, more violent than others. So few of my kind, the giant war, remain alive.
So he's a giant.
Even so,
has,
I find myself wondering
horns?
if humans, while able to bear children, suffer more for the loss of loved ones. Several weeks have passed since we slew the Sunder known as Banner, but the chaos of the world did not wither as we hoped. The world is breaking. We sail aboard hastily crafted ships for the safety of Arberine, the human capital. But the river curses us with a clear view of the dregs, assaulting another hopeless village.
Strike sails.
Yeah.
Shields down the side.
This idea of people on the move because the weather's got bad seems it's sort of very current at the moment, isn't it? It's
yeah, it's kind of the theme in migration periods. So is this one of the battle scenes? Sure about this is the grunge and their weapons.
Panzer Saga don't look too bad. Yeah, I guess you can comment my best on whether the size of the camp is correct.
It's a bit small.
Right, okay, so at the start here we have obviously the Dredge, who are these big scary stone guys, and we've come into a village. So this is not our caravan, these are just people that we've passed by on our sails with our boat down here.
Okay.
Right.
As you can see, it has some of the women standing on board, as well as some of the livestock, obviously with their shields on the side as well.
Right.
And we're jumping in with our Wild, who are the giants of the world, to try to help out with our villagers.
Okay, well there are definitely giants in Norse mythology. That's cool.
So this is a little bit of a tutorialization for the battle. So it comes up as a checkerboard and you move in turn-based, and a lot of it comes down to developing a strategy which can be taken through the entire battle rather than just reacting to events.
Axes aren't bad.
Yeah. Yeah, big two-handed axes, yeah.
And then there are two main aspects to most battle. One is to break the armor of your opponents, which gives them more weak spots to be able to attack, and the other is to directly hit them based upon your own strength. The more you get hit, the more strength you lose. So if you take a lot of hits, you also can't hit back very effectively.
Right. We did well there. But
Yes. So as a little bit of backstory, this giant here, he lost one of his arms in a previous battle, and he went berserk and ended up fighting off an entire legion of the dredge with only one arm. It's quite impressive.
Right. Okay.
this guy at the front with the cloak, is he a leader of some sort? With his...
And this guy here. Yes, so we'll find out in one of the narrative sections very soon that he's one of the leaders of the village.
Okay.
But rather than being a fighter, he's a artist or a poet. He records history through like an oral tradition.
Right.
Okay.
But he's doing his best to keep everyone around.
Well, there's no distinction between the artist and poet and warrior, is there? In the Viking sagas, you know, most of the poets are very quite showy about the fact that they can wield an axe as well.
Yeah.
So another mechanic in the battle is this idea of pillage, which is if there's only one guy remaining on the opposing side, you have the overwhelming majority, and you can go ahead and attack as many times as you want.